Good morning. It is cold. It's a little warmer than it was yesterday. And I know everybody's been freezing, but winter will be over here before we know it. Then we'll be complaining how hot it is. So, but I had a little idea. I was gonna do a video here on my way to church. Get out of the driveway here. It's been snowy here. Yesterday was a little fun. Yesterday morning, getting out, because actually it might be a little bit of fun here in just a second, me trying to get up this hill. We'll see what happens, because there's a lot of icy spots. Get me up this hill and then I'll start my video. There's a lot of places around where I live that don't get a lot of sunlight, and that makes it, the snow and the ice last quite a bit longer. Come on now. But my video I did today, my thought today, I was thinking about it this morning, and I'll kind of tell you my train of thought and why I was thinking about it. But wouldn't have been this week, but it was the week before. On Sunday is my Sabbath. You know, Sunday is my day that, you know, I recognize the Sabbath, and I don't want to do any, you know, kind of labor or anything like that. And that's how I believe. It's how I was taught. My dad, when I was growing up, he would say, if you work on it on Sunday, it'll tear up on Monday. You know, that's how I've been raised. That's how I've been taught. So, some people, I think, celebrate it on Saturday. But anyway, Sunday, it's really hard for me to do that. It's really hard for me not to do anything, because I'm all the time wanting to be working, pushing, you know, working on my business, working on my books. I'm always wanting to be, you know, pushing toward my goals, my dreams. So Sundays, it's hard for me not to do nothing. But that's the day I'm like, no, this is the Lord's day. This is what we're setting aside. This is like so tiny, you know, for you to do this for Him. You know, you can do this, and you need that day of rest. So I was thinking about, it was that Sunday, and I was thinking about all the stuff that I was going to do the next day on Monday, because on Mondays my shop is closed. I close my shop on Sundays and Mondays. So Mondays are normally my day to do like cleaning the house, laundry, you know, stuff like that, taking care of errands and things. Well, that Sunday, for some reason, got me a piece of paper and started making me a list of what I was going to do the next day. And I kind of thought in the back of my mind, maybe you shouldn't do this. Maybe you shouldn't be making a list of what you're going to do tomorrow. Today's Sunday. You shouldn't even be thinking about this stuff. Well, Monday come around, the next day, and I felt awful. I got sick, didn't do anything on that list for that day, ended up sick and losing the whole week. Actually, thankfully had my friend that helps me open my business Friday and Saturday, and I still wasn't back to being able to doing it myself. But God made a way that my business was still open, you know, and generating an income while I was out and sick. Well, I was thinking of, I think it was last night, I was thinking, man, I need to do the laundry. And it always pops up, well, I can do it tomorrow. You know, I ain't got nothing going on tomorrow. I'm going to church. And I was like, no, we ain't doing this again. You know, we're not going to do us a to-do list. We're not doing anything, you know, all that. We're going to set our day aside to rest. Well, I got to thinking about it this morning, and I was thinking about how some people, you know, celebrated on Saturday. I think some Hispanic traditions, their Sabbath is Monday, I believe. But everybody believes differently. And then some people, there is no Sabbath. You know, they don't observe a Sabbath at all. You know, there's people that work 7 days a week, you know, all that. But I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know, I recognize it on Sunday. Other people may recognize it on a different day. And I don't think, because I've even heard people say, well, how do you know it's Sunday? Excuse me. How do you know it's Sunday? And this is people that don't celebrate it at all. So I don't know why they're, you know, asking me about it anyway. But I don't think the day of the week matters. I don't think the day of the week is significant. It's the time that you set aside for the Lord. It's that day you set aside for the Lord. And I believe it goes all the way back to chapter 1 in Genesis, when God was creating the world and he rested, you know, on that seventh day. I believe it goes all the way back to that. And that's what we do, kind of like communion, in remembrance of him. And in my belief, Sunday is my Sabbath, and it's easier and just kind of happens that way because Sunday's the day you get up and you go to church. You know, yeah, we have church on Wednesday too, and sometimes Saturday, but Sunday is a day that, you know, I don't have to go to work or nothing like that. And I thank God for that, because I never liked working on Sunday, never wanted to. And my dad, I remember telling my dad that, I was like, you know, you taught me not to do that. I don't want to do that. And he was like, but sometimes you have to. You know, when you get a job and they tell you you have to work on Sunday, you have to work on Sunday. Well, I had a hard time with that, and I did that. I worked every Sunday for years, you know, but it always bothered me, and I always, you know, I was like, man, I don't want to do this. And God made a way I didn't have to. You know, I left places that worked on Sunday. You know, I went and I worked places that didn't work on Sunday. You know, and now I own my own business, and I can work, you know, any day that I want to work, which of course I want to be there all the time because I love it. You know, I'm living my dream. But, you know, I really don't think that the day matters, and that's where my video idea comes in. And that's what I'm getting at, is just like I talk about how God, I really feel that God just wants our best, okay? God is looking at what we're giving him, not in the sense of the gift. Think about the woman that only gave just a little bit, but it was all she had, okay? It's the thoughts behind it, it's the feelings behind it, it's your heart, you know, things like that. Get skinny. It's that kind of thing, you know? So, I truly feel, and of course you would have to, just like I told my friend last night, you know, your relationship with God is between you and God. Don't go off of what anybody tells you. Go off of what God tells you, what the Spirit leads you to do. Okay? I truly believe that regardless of what day it is, as long as you're setting a day aside for the Lord, you're setting a day aside for rest, that's what God's going to look at. But if you're concerned about it, pray about it. He'll let you know, and maybe it would be Saturday for you. Some people, they'll make the comment, well, God's not going to tell you something different than he tells me. We all have a different purpose. And I don't mean like God's going to set aside a certain new 10 commandments for you, or nothing like that. I mean, wrong is wrong and right is right. I completely agree with that. And murder is a sin for everybody, and lying's a sin for everybody, that sort of thing. But our relationships are completely different. They're completely unique because we are unique. We've all been made as different people, and it's going to be different. Just like I talk about your dreams and your goals, God's going to show that to you. He's not going to show it to everybody else. That's why most of the time everybody else is like, what are you talking about? You can't do that. I know I mention it all the time, but I can only use my own life as an example. I can only speak from my own experiences. But just like with my dream, I've had people tell me I can't do it. Okay, I can't, but God can. And he is. God put whatever he's put in your heart there for a reason. That's specific to you. But the whole thing about this, the Sabbath and things like that, I 100% believe that there should be a day set aside for the Lord. There should be a day set aside that we honor him in it, which we should honor him every day. But there should be a day of rest. I believe that, and my day is Sunday. That's my belief. But I believe that your day is going to be between you and God. And honestly, you may work a job, your only day of rest, the only day that you can do that is a Tuesday, maybe a Thursday, maybe a Friday. I mean, it's between you and God. And a big thing about this, from the time I was growing up, I notice when people work on Sunday. Like if people are out mowing their yard on Sunday, I notice it. But regardless of what your belief is, or if you honor a Sabbath, or whichever day it is, we cannot look at nobody else's life, because that person that's out there mowing their yard on Sunday, maybe they do honor the Sabbath, and maybe it's Saturday. That's the biggest problem I feel like with us as Christian people, is we look down on other people because their lives are different than ours. Their sins are different than ours. None of us is any better than anybody else, and none of us have a clue about anybody else's life. I don't care how close you are to them, how well you know them. I don't care if you live with them. You do not know their life. You do not know what's going on inside them. You don't know God's plan for them, period. That's why it's so important, and I pray about this all the time. God, please help me to focus on what you want me to do. We need to focus on us. Unless God tells you to go to a person, God tells you to say something to them, that you're led by the Spirit, a lot of times we need to just keep our mouth shut. We need to just be still. We can be kind, we can be helpful, but don't try to manipulate somebody's life or control somebody's life. Like, that's where we get into trouble. That's where you push people away, you hinder people. So, but that's my thing, that's my thought for today. Setting aside time for God. And God will let you know the time you need to set aside. So, and when you set aside time, he's going to bless you. He really will. I love you guys. I'll be praying for you. Please be praying for me. And I hope all is well. Everybody's safe. Get in here and find me a parking spot for church. I'm excited to see what the Lord's going to do today. But I love you guys. I will hopefully see you soon. See you later.